It's Howard Greenstein for Propelify 2017, and I'm here with Matt Britton. He is the CEO of Crowdtap. Good morning, Matt.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you.
Thanks so much for talking to the Propelify audience today. Can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Sure. I'm a youth marketing, social media marketing professional. I started my first agency, Mr. Youth, back in 2002, right when the internet was first becoming a mainstream media consumption habit amongst teens and college students. And over time, we became one of the first agencies to engage in the practice of social media marketing, at which point we rebranded the agency as MRY, grew the agency up to about 500 employees, at which point it was acquired by Publicis Group. Prior to building out the agency, we also spun out a software company called Crowdtap. And after I recently departed the Publicis Group at the end of last year, I rejoined the company we originally spun out, Crowdtap, as CEO, which is a marketing technology focused on activating influencers on behalf of brands.
Tell me a little bit more about Crowdtap. How does it work and who's participating?
Sure. So Crowdtap is a consumer platform. We have over 800,000 members that are part of Crowdtap, and it basically assists brands through all elements of the journey in terms of collaborating with consumers. So first, in the development of insights. So we work with consumers on behalf of brands to develop real-time insights that actually allow them to be very strategic and pinpointed in developing the marketing campaigns. Creative collaboration. So we collaborate with our audience to develop creative ideas as well as produce creative assets, video, image, etc. And then distribution and activation, using those same consumers to distribute the content to their followers to develop reach on behalf of our brands.
So what advice could you give an entrepreneur who's trying to create a new software product to work with consumers and brands? What lessons have you learned?
I think ultimately you need to focus, and we're evolving our model as we speak right now at Crowdtap based on me coming on board, based on how rapidly the marketplace is changing. But the piece of advice I would give is figure out what unmet need you are solving for your consumer, and try to get as pinpoint and focused as possible in terms of what that unmet need is, and then be ferocious in focusing on building the best possible product to meet that need. And I think where a lot of companies fail is they try to be all things to all people, and in the end, they're nothing to nobody. And I think that, focus means everything, and identifying that focus and identifying the place where you can really win is really how companies ultimately, are able to succeed. If you look at some of the best products of our time, they are ruthlessly simple, and all consumers can tell you in one sentence what they do for the consumer. And I think, that's where we're really trying to head with Crowdtap, and that's a piece of advice I would give as well.
So you also do venture investing. And
yes.
So tell me, who are the kinds of companies that you're looking to meet, and what do you typically look for when you meet somebody? What's a spark that says to me, this is somebody I really need to work with or think about?
Well, I think what I've learned over seed and venture investing is, it is a numbers game. So you have to have the capacity and capital to invest in a significant amount of companies if you really want to make it a return. So if you really want it to be a true business for you, where it can develop true returns, you have to spread out. Because even if you bet on the best entrepreneur, there could be a circumstance or bad luck or something where they're not going to actually be able to deliver. But to answer your question, I do bet on the entrepreneur. I like betting on people who have succeeded in the past, and people who, as I mentioned earlier, really have a focus on the problem that they're trying to solve, and really are not veering away from that focus. They need to be somewhat well capitalized already, so I'm not giving them their last dollar, so to speak. And they also have had to prove the ability to attract and retain great talent that they surround themselves with.